Just jump into it, straight into it. What do you think the lasting legacy of the shows like Dora, Barney, Chuck E. Cheese, and how does it feel knowing that your voices and characters helped shape the childhoods of so many generations?
That's a big question.
Very big.
Yes.
Starting off strong.
Yes, I'll start. So, I started voicing Dora when I was 7 years old. I'm in my 30s now, and to see all of the people that still love the show and were so impacted by the show, like through these conventions, it really makes me feel like so blessed to have been a part of a show that's made such a big impact. And I think we can all say the same. Like when we come to these things, it really makes us feel so good to be a part of something that touches your hearts and your families and makes core memories for you guys. So it is really special. And for me, Dora's back, and I play her mom now. So it's really cool to kind of have the legacy continue. We love all of you. Thank you for being here. It's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. For me, it is a big question. It's like people ask me the L question, the capital L. What's the legacy? And I always think, gosh, that's such a big word, you know. I don't know if I can describe it for me, but it's like what we would like to think is that we brought some positive energy, some love into the world, and some education. And it's amazing when people come up to the table and share their stories. We have heard some amazing stories, some very funny stories. Lots of, oh yes, we had to drive 200 miles back to get the Barney doll that was left at the hotel or whatever. And when people tell you that things like Barney saved my life, that's amazing, because someone had health problems when they were a small child and they had a Barney doll, and they say that's what got them through. So Barney's been a big comfort. Well, that was what Cheryl Leach was really looking for, was kind of a security blanket, and that's what Barney became for a lot of people. But we would never have imagined that it would have reached as many people as it did.
I tag teaming right on that. I think the legacy, you could probably pick out several words that go with it. You know, the first thing I think of if I think about Barney, aside from love, I think about imagination. You know, a legacy of encouraging kids and adults to continue to be creative, continue to nurture, the inner child, right? Not lose the spark, not lose the dream, and all of that. You touched on the comfort, Bob, and one of the key moments that I always go back to, was back during COVID. There was a guy that reached out to me, a big Chuck E. Cheese fan for many, many years, and he was saying he was depressed, he was sad. Good grief, is the world coming to an end? What's going on, and so forth. And I realized, it took a second, because I was like, why is he reaching out to me? Who am I? And then I was like, okay, wait a second. And it was kind of like, okay, wait, reset. This is his childhood, this is dream world, all of that. And, it gave the idea at the time to do a podcast, and then to go back over some old songs and some stories and so forth, and bring that comfort and that encouragement back, and help a lot of people in that time when there was depression going around and all the uncertainty and fear and anxiety and so forth. So I think in addition to the things like the love and the imagination, there's so much to be said about comfort, positivity, helping people overcome anxiety, depression, and a lot of other things that I think will keep on living on long after we're gone.
And remembering that really great pizza back in the day that Pasquale used to make. Yes, and listening to Pasquale sing, I feel good, I knew that I would now, I feel good. Yes, so these are very important childhood memories.
Love that, amazing. So playing your roles, each of you in your respective shows, truly touched the lives of so many of us. How has playing the roles for each of you touched your lives and helped connect to your inner child?
I'll kick this one. So I did not have an agent, I did not have a demo, I didn't have anything when voice acting came along. So I did have a theater background, and I had singing and all that kind of stuff, so I'd done the work, right, and got prepared to go in that direction. but didn't have any kind of open door that way. And I was with my friends working out at Six Flags over Texas, okay, doing the Crazy Horse Saloon Show, okay? And gather around me and Lyndon here, okay? And it was a fun time and all that, but we got hired to do walk-around characters for the CEC, Chuck E. Cheese Franchise Convention in Phoenix, Arizona, okay? We did that, had the best time ever, and while we were there, they had a souvenir bag in the back of the car, the rental car that we're driving around in, had one of those dumb plastic microphones that you tap on, it's like, woo, you know? And I started impersonating the voice of Chuck E. Cheese at the time, Scott Wilson, who I loved. I loved his rendition and all that. And they looked at each other and kind of did a double take, and they said, you know, you ought to audition for that. I was like, what do you mean do an audition for him? Scott's doing it, that's the gig. And they're like, no, they want him to sing, and they're going to change image and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, really? I was like, yeah, okay, well, what the heck? All I had was you know, just sound equipment. And so I just went out into the garage, of all places, for acoustics. Made the best demo that I could, worked that voice 9 ways to Sunday, sent it off, and 2 weeks later I got a call from the corporate office with the vice president and the entertainment director on the phone going, we'd like to offer you the job, and I'm going, what? Oh my gosh, this is so cool, yeah!
And that's exactly how he acted in the recording sessions. Yes, it was a lot of fun. Yes, he was a wild man. Yeah, I worked with Scott, and you know, I did Jasper T. Chow's as well. And we had a lot of really good times doing the shows for Chuck E. Cheese because lots of great music. People don't realize how much time we spend on the music.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But yeah, I mean, you know, people say, you did Jasper and Pasquale and Barney? And I say, yeah, I had more ways of annoying parents than anybody else in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was so young, it changed my life completely, my family's life. My parents are both immigrants from Peru, and they had me when they were really young. So it was a new world for them to also navigate and try, you know, to help me navigate in this new industry. And we were blessed to have been guided by really great people. And I mean, everything that I have, like, I can literally like trace it back to, you know, this role. And the fact that I'm here talking to you guys is because, you know, I voice this character that is loved by so many, who's made such a big impact for the Latino community and for other communities as well. And I get so overwhelmed thinking about it sometimes, like how much it's changed my life. And then again, however many years later, I'm back and on the show in the Dora world as her mom. So it's continuing to bless me, and it just feels awesome. It just feels amazing.
That is so cool. And to your question, you know, for me, I was doing a lot of commercial work and narration. I was, you know, I'm so old. It was back in the day of the golden era of comedy dialogue radio. And that's all I did, all sorts of different characters and stuff. And then, of course, Barney came along. And, you know, here we are I'm just doing one character for a while. But it was so great it was kind of liberating to just be able to explore this one character and to get to know all the people and the crew and the cast and everything we had. When people talk about sometimes a movie that we made or whatever and say, oh, it's really like a family. And it really was. Especially when we first started, because we all ate our lunch in a tiny little break room, and it's like this. Everyone's like, okay, you're cutting up your food.
Really get friendly with each other.
Pretty funny. Yeah, it was. But we had such a great time. We all got really close, and we got to travel together, and you know, we went to Australia and New Zealand and Ireland and England and all that sort of thing. And everywhere we went, to be able to know that what we were doing was connecting with people everywhere was just really profound. And I've learned a lot about how people react to how important a character can be to people. It didn't really connect with me before, and now I'm very much more cognizant of that. For sure.
Amazing. To bounce off of your comments about acting and getting into the voice acting world, it can be incredibly challenging, I'm sure, especially for characters in kids shows that require a lot of energy and personality. Were there any challenges that you faced while voicing your character, and how did you overcome them?
I can tell you mine. Just, when we were well, I mean, at first it was the character was voice was deeper. When I auditioned, I did a voice that was like the PBS voice.
Give him a sample. Come on, Bob. Give him a sample.
And it was higher. It was like this. This was the higher voice. Hi, everybody. But they had Barney come down because it was a big dinosaur. So it was what I call the Wagner Barney, which is, oh, hi, Tina, how are you? It was kind of stiff. It wasn't as fun. So I said, you really need to bring it back up, and it was much more friendly later. So they said, yes, go ahead and do that. It was hard for me to maintain that physically. But the thing that happened during like this, was it the first season or the second? I think it was the first season. About 3 or 4 episodes into the first season of the PBS series, I got laryngitis. And I had never had laryngitis. It was true laryngitis, viral, no voice. And I had laryngitis for 3 months straight. Yeah, 3 months straight. And they had somebody come in and voice the character. I don't know, a lot of people don't realize we do the voices in real time as the dinosaurs are doing their thing, just sync up together. We call it Dino Sync. So we had to have somebody record it, and I was so, like, really lucky that these wonderful people, these wonderful producers said, sure, we'll wait for you. And the timing was such that I could come back and redub it later on. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but yeah, scary.
Yeah, 3 months. A week is already a lot of time. 3 months. Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Well, for me, I just had to keep up with, my voice is already higher pitched, so I had to just try to match my 7-year-old voice up until I was 18, so that was fun. But I think I did pretty well. I could still do it.
Hi, I'm Dora the Explorer.
But then also, when I came back to do the reboot as the mom, I had the script, and it was so hard for me to read through the script and not read the Dora lines as Dora, and then get to my lines, and then try to like switch back. I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of the Dora space. But yeah,
I think there were a series of challenges coming on because when you take over a character that somebody else has done, they don't want the evolution to happen too quickly. And so Scott, he had a real distinct kind of, it was very throaty. It was, a little bit of gravel in there. And when he sang, there was kind of a sing-songy, talky thing that he did, I'm a Yankee Doodle, dandy, hey, and all that. So they wanted me to kind of tether off of that and then come up with a sound that you could sing with at the same time. So it got pretty nasally for a while. Hey, folks, we'll be back in just a minute, and we'll sing some more tunes and have a great time. And then we got into the late 90s, and they wanted to do that evolution of, I don't know where this name came from, Avenger Chuck. Because it's like, okay, I never saw him work with Captain America or Iron Man or anybody, but okay, that's what he is.
But the fans know every era of the Chuck E. Cheese shows.
And if you don't remember it, they will help you remember.
Yes.
So, but the next evolution was bringing him down more kid-like, and so that was a fun one. I remember having the conversation in the corporate office about it, and they were like, okay, we're going totally mainstream. He's going to have a ball cap turned backwards. The cigar, which was a thing for a while with Chuck E. Cheese. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, he was very vaudeville when he started. It was like, hey, folks, we having a great show here for you. Ain't these wobblettes, the singing songbirds, beautiful?
He was a rat when he started out.
He was a 6-foot rat.
Now he's a mouse
scary.
somehow.
So coming to that one, it was fun. It was a fun migration and evolution of the character, and bringing it down into something that was more fun and friendly and all of that. I think kind of some inspiration. I think unknowingly, I kind of channeled Mel Blanc, Bugs Bunny, a slight smidgen at the time, because I just loved him so much as a child, and it was a hard thing, but it happened pretty quickly. So it was a blast.
Incredible. Wow, that sounds, love it. I love to hear all of your stories about this. I was curious, you mentioned what it was like voicing Dora's mom. Were there ways that you took from Dora's voice herself that you then brought into her mom, since it's so close?
Yeah, I mean, Dora's voice was really just my normal voice at 7 years old, so I didn't think to change my voice as Dora's mom, because I kind of just grew up to play my own mother, and so I felt like just staying true to my normal voice as her mom, which is kind of just be a nod to that. But yeah, I'm not a mom yet in, my real life, but I try to channel all that love that I have for Dora, just knowing her and being her for so long as like her mom. And then I kind of have it like in my mind that in a way this new world is really like Dora grown up, and this is my daughter who's also named Dora. So like I just like to think of it that way.
It helps you like connect to the character a whole lot more.
So it's Dora Jr.
Dora Jr., yeah.
Junior, exactly. So many fans, all of us, have very fond memories of your shows. But what is something behind the scenes about the making of these programs that you have fond memories of? Do you each have a favorite episode or scene that you guys filmed or recorded?
I have my favorite episode, like right here. We always had like these special episodes, which was like 45 minutes long. It had like all these different songs, and I love singing. My favorite one is Dora's Fairy Tale Adventure. If you come to my table, I have my Dora becomes a princess, and they made a doll, and I have that doll. It's on my table. She's very precious to me. And one of my favorite songs, I don't know why, I just love it. It's about the rocks that they start to sing, and she has like this music box, so I'll just sing you the song. It goes,
Here's a magic music box. If you play them near these rocks, boingy, 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 bing, we'll get these rocks to sing.
and then the rocks sing. But I have some memories from the both of you, because you guys, I'm like geeking out over here, because I grew up with, I had a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party. I was 10 years old. That was probably like a little over the age limit, but I didn't care. I had, for my 10th birthday, I wanted it to be at Chuck E. Cheese. And then for you, at Universal Studios, they used to have a Barney show, right? I literally crawled my way. I was probably, who knows, like 5 years old. I crawled my way away from my family to the front of that stage. Literally, I think like people had to like pull me away because I was in full-on tears. My mom would tell me, but like just crying, like Barney. Like, I was like,
don't cry, please. Please, can I have a hug? Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
yeah. So you guys are some of my core memories. So thank you.
That's so sweet. You're so nice. We had lots of amazing behind-the-scenes things. You know, when we were traveling and everything, we had such a good time. For me, it was like not an episode of PBS. It was when we did Radio City Music Hall. We did live in New York City. That was wild, including the smelly baby elephant. Let me tell you, really, really eye-watering. But we did this thing live, and it was actually considered to be a Broadway theater. And when we were starting to set up the audio and everything, the sound guy has, of course, several microphones out in the audience so that it can record it for the video. And at first it was down really low, and I said, no, you need to pick it up. You need to keep going. It's got to be, I've got to feel like I'm out on that stage. He's like, okay, and he cranks it all the way up. And then that first time we did a preview, and Barney comes out and he does, hi there, everybody! And the crowd goes nuts. We had the most perfect audiences ever. It was a dream. It was perfect. It was like 12 sold out shows, and nobody knew that we were actually 3 floors down underneath the stage in the section where they do all the carpentry and stuff for the sets. And there's this giant pit. I mean, it's huge. The entire stage is a pit. It's all these huge hydraulic lifts for different parts of the stage. And the 3 of us voices were down there in our booths and just cracking up all the time. So that was so much fun. I mean, and to be able to say that you've done Radio City, so it's almost like Carnegie Hall.
Love that.
Favorite memories, I think, one, Chuck E. Cheese is how Bob and I met. I didn't know Bob Prior, and so, you know, I mentioned to somebody yesterday, you know, the first time I had heard Bob sing or anything was his Pasquale in January of '94, just ripping on I Heard It Through the Grapevine, just killed that song, and I was just like, I am new at this, man. Dang, it's hard to follow. But built a friendship with him really, really quickly. And so first, in those first memories, first of all, getting to know him, because I didn't know anything about the industry. I didn't know Jack. And Bob, Barney wasn't to me a character that he just did. He lived it. He lived it. He showed love. And he kind of took me under his wing and helped me learn a lot of things along the way, and was like a big brother that way.
Well, Barney's wings are like really short, you know, so kind of take your back.
But I don't know if you remember this or not. You remember the Disney shoot when we went down to Orlando to do the Chuck E. Cheese shoot and so forth. That one was probably one of my favorites because we did a lot of location stuff, and I was still doing walk around character at the time, as well as the voice. And we were doing all original music and so forth. It was a super fun thing. But this was the other thing, and I'm just going to kind of point to him just for a second. I don't know if you remember this or not. We got to the airport. You had done the car rental. We got to the airport, and I left my ticket at the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Remember this? So this is the golden guy over here. He walks up, he goes, hang on a second. I'm over here going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to get home? You know? And he goes, hang on just a second. He walks over to the ticket counter, dumps a gazillion frequent flyer points, and comes back and hands me a ticket. And says, dude, I got this. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It happens. You're gonna run into this kind of stuff on the road. And I think, you know, that memory, I was just like, you know what? I just want to do that. I want to
build up a lot of frequent flyer miles. Yeah.
So yeah, that's memories, early memories like that. They're kind of attached to Barney and Chuck.
Amazing.
Yeah, checks in the mail, dude.
Yeah, the check's in the mail. Well, I wish we had time for audience questions, but unfortunately I'm getting the light. So if anyone wanted to find you and ask you questions at your table and meet you guys, where can they find you at the con?
The back wall, right over there. Bob and I are on the back wall there. Where are you at, Dora?
I'm right here in the middle. Not where the wrestling thing's happening. To the right of that, yeah.
Cool, awesome. What about you,
All right,
Bob?
awesome.
Where can they find you?
I'm pretty much by Duncan, same place. Yeah, they've got me and Josh Martin, who was the body of Barney for a while. He's over there. He's also the voice of Majin Buu, Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
And so we've got three of us over there. It's kind of like a critical mass.
Some craziness
Of
over
weirdness.
there.
Yes.
Craziness.
Too much purple.
You should definitely go over. Well, big round of applause for all these incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.